Hi, this is Pearl and welcome to my channel. Today I have my week 26 of my 2020 Project Life album. This process video I am using the Studio Calico Documenters kit, and you'll see I have printed my pictures using my Epson PictureMate PM400, and I do like having borders around my photos. I'm still trying to figure out how to get the borders around my 3x4s to work evenly, and I can't quite figure that out. In any case, I have the dates written on the back of each photo because I do like to have my photos in semi-chronological order, going from top left to top right, bottom right. Then I'm going through the journaling cards and trying to decide which 4x6 cards I'm going to use to fill the gaps in the 4x6 areas, and then the 3x4 cards. So I decide where I'm going to do journaling, where I need to have filler cards, and I just go through the cards and make those decisions. Now, the great thing about using a kit is that I limit myself to only using the kit so that the decision-making process is quick. I don't go outside of the kit to look for the perfect embellishment or the perfect journaling card unless I have that particular card put into this particular week of my Project Life album, knowing that I'm going to use it. Otherwise, this could take me forever. And I've been doing Project Life now for 10 years, so I do have my process down pretty much, pretty good. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do next year because I don't think they're making these Project Life page protectors anymore because Becky Higgins isn't doing the physical anymore. So I'm going to have to decide what to do next year. I may have to move to the 9x12 that Studio Calico offers just because of the page protectors. But if you know where they sell these Project Life page protectors, please leave me a comment down below. Now you'll see here that I'm using the butterfly stickers that came with the kit, and I like to have my embellishments off the page. So I did cut off part of the wing, and I'm using my Zebra Sarasa dark gray vintage dark gray pen, and I like to use dark gray versus black because the journaling is not as dark. And I wrote here, my first time venturing out to the mall since California started reopening. I was so excited to go into a Sephora's, but we couldn't touch anything, just shop with our eyes. But you know, as someone who also does makeup videos, this was very exciting for me. If you'd like to visit my makeup channel, I'll have that link down below as well. Now I'm using the Felicity Jane date stamp as well as black StazOn ink because the StazOn ink goes really well or dries really well on glossy photo paper. So I do use that. I'm using some of the heart embellishments. They're the acrylic, yeah. So I have to take the plastic off of them and I staple them using the tiny attacher. And the one that I use right there is a heart that says every day. Now I'm using these Madison puffy stickers that came with the Felicity Jane kit, and I'm using the number 26 to indicate that it is week 26, and I always have my title card be the very left 3x4 card. I don't put the dates on there since I do date every photo, but I do like to indicate which week it is, and I always go through 2 albums throughout each year. Now that sun that I put onto that picture, the wood veneer, is from an Allie Edwards Stories by the Month kit. So I do use an Allie Edwards Stories by the Month kit for 1 week, and then the rest of the kits, for the rest of the month, I use the Studio Calico Documenter kit. Here I am journaling. It says on the journal card, better days are coming, and I wrote, the kids were begging to get out of the house to go to the North County Mall. So we collected our masks and drove down there. When we got there, the entire mall was closed. Guess I should have checked online before driving all that way out there. Now, this isn't the closest mall that we have, but it is a closed-in mall, and in San Diego, most of the malls are outdoor malls. But there are particular stores in this particular mall that the boys like to go visit, so that's why we were headed to that mall. But, oh well, what to do? Live and learn. We just had a nice ride. And then I'm date stamping that as well. This next photo is just a picture of my kids' room. It's the littles' room. And oh, is my house ever going to be clean? So I'm taking a label that I used the print and cut function from one of they have digital files on the Studio Calico website. and they have labels that match the kit. And so I always purchase those and print and cut them using my silhouette. And I like to use that as little bits of journaling if it's not going to take an entire journaling card to write on there. And I wrote Uni and Kaya's room when it's quote unquote clean. They have so much shiz. Oh, does anyone understand how I can't go through everything? Now this next picture is of me at the mall, and I'm shopping at Nordstrom's, and I just wrote the date, shopping at Nordstrom's. And then on this bottom journaling card, and then I realized adventure was the best way to learn. After I complete the left-hand side of the page, I'm going to go on and move on to the right-hand side of the page. And I realized, especially with COVID and us being home all the time, I didn't have as many pictures. So I decided to take another picture of my kids' room. You know, we change rooms. We play musical rooms in this house as well as musical beds. So I need to remind myself to take some more pictures just so we always remember what we're doing. And this time I had convinced my oldest son, to share rooms with my with my second son. And I wrote, Zach just moved back into his room to share with Christian. And I took a picture of their room here. And we have bunk beds because I feel like sharing is a great way of learning compromise. And you need to learn how to compromise and share everything. And I grew up in a small 2-bedroom apartment with 5 people, so I understand all of that. But I just want to be sure that my kids learn that as well. I do end up putting one of those, it's not acrylic, it's a plastic heart, and it says this day, and I use my tiny attacher to attach that. And then on this big 4x6 journaling card, I wrote, now that the kids are done with school, I'm trying to make more of an effort to go see my dad. I think my dad must be so lonely without my mom. And then I'm going to date stamp as. Then I move on to the bottom left photo, and you'll see I'm taking a picture from upstairs down into the stairwell. My kids were eagerly anticipating the arrival of their beanbags. They all decided to order beanbags for their rooms with their own money. And so I took a picture of them. See, they're all still in their jammies. Thank you, COVID. That means less laundry for me. Okay, so on this card I wrote, the boys used their money to purchase beanbags for their rooms. They checked the door every few hours until they were delivered. And literally they did that. Thankfully it was from Amazon Prime, so they did get it the next day. After I do that, I'm going to go ahead and date stamp that journaling card to match the to match the photo on the bottom left-hand corner. I did use a vellum star, and I stapled that on, and I have that interacting with the edge of the photo, so I do have that cut off. Then for the next photo, I have a picture of my brother teaching my daughter how to use her Heelys, and I use my favorite adhesive, which is the Kokuyo adhesive, to adhere that down. And it's repositionable, which I need for me because I always end up changing my mind. Then I'm going through the butterfly stickers that were in this kit, and I'm putting them throughout my layout. I want to be sure that I have them in at least 3 areas so that they have visual interest. And then I am cutting off the butterfly on this bottom portion so that it interacts off the page as well. Now let's see, I'm going to use another heart here, and it says, which one did I set? Oh, that's the one on the bottom photo, and it says my story, and I staple that on as well. And since I've done a few weeks of these layouts, I've learned that you could attach those using glossy accents. So I will be ordering that in the near future to adhere that without using staples. Well, thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoy this type of video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I upload a video, and I'll see you next time.